Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. I'm going to pull two cards. You choose hashtag one, hashtag two. All right. Hashtag one. Here goes. That's an image. Chinamasta, card number 20. Sacred severance is her radical grace. She is our soul's power to shed and survive, to outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that on which it once relied, be it a view of ourselves or the world or a group or belief system that cannot support the truths of the heart, she is the capacity, sovereignty, and courage required for self liberation. Systems of oppression within your mind and your world will be overcome. You have the power to sever your attachment to the past and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation, healing into a path that is worthy of your heart. So, pathway is being cleared for you. That's part of the shadow work that needs to be done. The fifth of the Mahavidya wisdom goddesses is a most shocking form of Kali, Chinamasta. She is the divine feminine avatar, self decapitated and partaking of the blood that emerges from her throat. The name Chinamasta translates as beheaded. She signifies a powerful activation of the spiritual path through the confrontation of oppressive behaviors, self limiting attitudes, and intellectual dominance of intuition. The head is a symbol of the known, of thinking, of forms of authority. It is the head that wears the crown, the sign of status and power. Unrestrained by authority, she's able to overpower it. For our human selves, the head is the locus of control. So during a Chinamasa initiation, you will not understand what is happening and you won't know how everything is going to turn out. This is as it is meant to be and not something you need to worry about or fight against. Chinamasta is potent medicine for liberation. Her graphic iconography differentiates her from other forms of Kali that wear her favorite accoutrements of severed heads and skull garlands. Chinamasta's severance is of her own head. This represents self liberation. We do not need to wait for another to intervene. She shows the way to save ourselves, to move from inner courage and inner wisdom. Her presence can indicate a time when you must trust yourself completely without external support systems to rely on. The beliefs and constructs that once supported you will no longer be able to do so. So there's a severing that's happening between you and a circumstance, a person, a workspace. I don't know. Success cannot come from the tried and true paths of the past. You are evolving beyond that. It is time to rest in the void and allow for a new way to emerge. Despite the inherent violence of the image, Chinamasta is not dead. Blood is flowing. She's very much alive, no matter how severe the challenges you are encountering. No matter what you let go of, which you once identified with or cherished, your life shall continue. Yeah, so there's a severance that's happening. You, the real you, which is not who you thought you were, is breaking free into more life, not less. Sometimes the old systems have to fall for the new order to be established. Things will never be the same because your real self is powerful enough to shed the false layers and radiate its inner beauty and wisdom more fiercely and more freely. Her partaking of blood symbolizes the capacity to be nourished and fed by change rather than devastated or destroyed by them. It is reassurance that at a deeper level, you are gaining something from the chaos and deconstruction in your being and your life. As you continue to move through the process of change, you will gain energy for something new. Chinamasta is self nourishing through the spiritually conscious application of destructive energy. Chinamasta shows us that transformation is not about trying to change others. It's about tackling our views, our fixed identities, and our attachments to power and status. Even if a situation is causing us pain and appears to be under the control of another person, Chinamasa initiates us into using our spiritual power to free ourselves. Her teaching is that we have the means to become free within us. We do not need to control outer circumstances or other people. Within us is the energy we need to continue on our path. We can draw what we need from within. Chinamasta leads us into deeper terrain where we can release tendencies to self sabotage through ignoring our intuition, truth, and needs. We have the power to get out of our own way. So you are your greatest blockage right now. Those who chose #1, you are currently your greatest blockage, your most formidable opponent. Stop fighting yourself. You got to stop fighting yourself. You have to stop opposing what your soul is attempting to make happen for you. And this is part of the shadow work that you're going through, okay? It's not that you're messing up, it's that you're doing very intense shadow work. Now we have #2. Card number 16, Maiden Magoo. The Maiden Magoo, goddess of spring, healing, and transformation, brings you assistance now. You're asked to honor that light can come from even the darkest beginnings. In fact, sometimes we need to enter into the unknown parts of ourselves to find exactly what we need to grow in peace, creative self fulfillment, and happiness. The challenge can be to trust that we will arise from this darker place again. Just as the spring always follows the winter, so too will any inner work with a shadow precede a beautiful rebirth for you. So, you who chose #2, ow, sorry. For those of you who chose #2, you've been in a shadow period. You've been in a space of doing shadow work, and you're about to exit out of that. For those who chose both cards, this is reassurance that that shadow space you're entering into, the shadow work that you're being tasked to do from card 1, you're going to get through it. You're being reassured. You're going to get through it. It's just another process. It's just another cycle. Everything will be fine. Maiden Magoo, an immortal expression of the Divine Mother of the East, now brings you a special message from Kuan Yin. She guides you to trust that if you enter into the darkness of the unknown parts of yourself, you will emerge into light, reassembled and reborn once more. See what I'm saying? If you're going through chaos in your life because you're allowing yourself to grow, Maiden Magoo is also reassuring you that the order and light will emerge out of the chaos in due course. Have faith and keep growing. In order to grow spiritually, there are times when we simply must delve within and find our shadow. It is easier to perceive the effect of the shadow than the shadow itself. The effect of the shadow is judgment, positive or negative, of another that we do not think is related to us personally. We may mightily admire or despise characteristics or traits in another, and yet when such a judgment arises, it's a part of us that is seeking to be integrated and expressed. So the things that you're being triggered or inspired by, these are externalized projections of internalized characteristics that you embody. Noticing our judgments of others is the quickest way to get in touch with a shadow self, trying to grow and heal into our conscious awareness so that we can become more whole, empowered, and divinely delicious as we were always meant to be. This is especially so. No, we didn't pull that card. Your judgment might be a strong reaction to a person who seems to be self centered and self obsessed. The shadow in the self trying to communicate with you through this judgment might be the part of your own consciousness that wishes to be more supportive of the self. It will no longer allow you to put yourself behind others, but instead encourage you to express yourself and take up your space with presence. I'm going to read that again, and I need you to really hear this, okay? It will no longer allow you to put yourself behind others, but instead encourage you to express yourself and take up your space with presence. Janet, are you here? Janet, listen to that several times. Listen to that several times. Kirby, if you could please let Janet know if she's not here. Um, and Michael was the one that told me to say that. Yes, Janet, you are being called out. Michael told me to say that. He does not like when you continue to promote me in your live streams. He does not like that. I don't like it either. That is your space. It is your space to shine a light on your talents, not on me, boo boo. Not on me. Yes. Thank you, Kirby. Please remind her. Always remind her. But I'd be needing my reading. So, I'm going to start another profile so that way I can buy a reading from you without you saying, "Go, oh, you guys, this is Emmie. Go follow Emmie." Stop it. That is your live stream. But thank you for being so supportive. Admiring a great talent in another with strong reaction or judgment, positive or negative, might be a part of your own psyche wishing to grow and express itself with similar confidence and freedom, too. It can be extremely surprising exactly how many wonders are hiding in the parts of us that we are yet to know consciously. Sometimes there is anger, fear, jealousy, or shame wrapped around those hidden parts of self. If we can be kind, allow the feelings to come up and to pass without fearing them, then eventually the beauty underneath will reveal itself too. You are being guided by Mother Divine Kuan Yin through the maiden Magu to realize that there's a part of you within that's trying to emerge. You may have judgments of others on one issue or trait that seems to be more repetitive or noticeable as of late. You're guided to sense what beauty within you could be underneath these judgments, trying to make its way into your conscious awareness, bringing you more of yourself to enjoy and share with the world. Be patient and open minded as you wait for your intuition to help you realize what is growing within you, triggering your judgment of another. Ooh, I'm being told to share this part as well. And I hope this can help more than just Janet. Janet specifically. Part of the reason Michael is adamant you stop doing that. I used to be just like that. I used to be just like that and do that same exact thing. And there's nothing wrong with being a supportive, loving, encouraging person. There's nothing wrong with being so generous with your time, your energy, your space. There's nothing wrong with that. But not everyone will see you and the way you are and the way I can see you and the way you are. That was the gaping hole that was used by many demonic people to maltreat me and shove me so far off course that it took me a very long time to refine myself. You cannot allow that. You cannot allow that door to remain open. You're already being pre warned. You will be publicly visible. You don't have to repeat the same patterns that I already went through. It's 3:33 right now. It's 3:33. Kirby, you can't control it. It has to be a choice that she makes. And that is your lesson to learn, Kirby. You cannot protect someone from the way they choose to learn. A very profound lesson. A very, very profound lesson. Life is going to change for many of us. There are certain hardships that don't need to be experienced. Some hardships do. Some cycle or circumstance of adversity does need to be experienced so that we can learn firsthand and learn it well so we don't repeat it again. It'll be okay. I hope you choose to learn it simply from being told rather than from having to experience for both of you, for all of you, actually, for all of you. If it's anger you see in others, it will be strength growing in you. If it is manipulation you see in others, it will be a desire to be direct and own your needs within you that is growing. The shadow holds great beauty within, and there is no need to fear it. Maiden Magoo's special blessing to you is to realize that you will soon enter the spring of rebirth with this process. Spring brings abundance. Summer is when you harvest it. Know the season that you're in, and you'll understand the process you're going through. Self can feel like going into a spiritual winter. It can feel dark and alone, delving into the parts of us that we might prefer not to look at too closely. Allow the process that's happening for you to bring more of you to light. Don't be scared. You might not have been ready to see yourself as an empowered, spiritual, musical, creative, healthy, or talented being in the past. And yet now you are more ready for this. So embrace it. Have trust in beloved Kuan Yin that these energies only seek expression when the psyche is ready for it. This card is also an indicator that if you have been working on a project, whether it be self healing and shadow work, or a creative project, or are looking to work with children, rebirthing, or creative endeavors more generally, the time is fast approaching when this will come together as a new reality for you. So, even with hashtag 2, it is very much a message of goodness being brought your way, opportunity, life changing opportunity, life altering potentiality. Let it happen. Don't just let it happen, facilitate it. There was someone, who was it? Don't just let it happen, make it happen. Who said that? Someone said that recently. Was it in class? I think it was in one of my classes that I teach. One of the students said, don't just let it happen, make it happen. I don't remember. It's just that's been ringing in my head for a couple days. Was it in class? I think it was in class. Mhm. Don't just wait for it to happen. Make it happen. Make your healing happen, not by forcing it, but by clearing enough space and not allowing yourself to get derailed, distracted, or any of that. Hmm. Life's about to change in a very powerful way. I'm excited to see where this goes for our community. I'm very excited to see. It will work beautifully, not just for me, for all of us. I think even if at the beginning you didn't feel like the reading was for you, I think if you watch this one more time, maybe in a few days, like 2 days or so, you'll have enough happen between now and when you watch this again to really come to terms with how much this reading actually is for you. I think the reason why some of us are feeling a lot, false positive. Yep. I just got a notification. False positive is what I read. Transformation. You think it's not for you because you haven't seen enough of yourself to give yourself permission to receive what actually is for you. That's interesting. Guys, I'll see you guys later. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. If you haven't already, find me on TikTok. I only have one account on TikTok, and that account, I only follow 111 people. Okay. Any other accounts that you find where there's more than 111 people being followed, that is a fake account. Do not follow them, report them. I'll see